Okay, Scotland versus South Africa. A really mouth-watering prospect for this weekend. Um, Scotland have dominated possession in the last two Test matches. They've won one, lost one. Against an unstructured defence like Fiji, they had fun because the Fijians had no discipline. And yeah, they got their fair share of tries. Although in that game, in the first half, they did fall asleep for 10 minutes and conceded two very sloppy tries, one of which was definitely avoidable with the overthrown line out in their own end. You should always want to go conservative with the lineup in your own end. Overthrowing it, real, just basic skill failure. That's down to the players on the pitch. And the fact they're trying to do a set play like that in their own end, exceptionally risky against a side that likes to lose play like the Fijians. And the big charge up hit, very risky play, backfired, embarrassingly so. But they won that game and won that game convincingly because of poor Fijian discipline, and they just had quick ball all the time and just steamrolled them in the second half. Against Wales, however, they could not get through that red brick wall. They just couldn't. The Welsh worked out to slow the ball down, kills the Scottish attack. The Scottish attack cannot effectively attack as well off slower ball. Other sides can actually deal with slow ball for a couple of phases, reset, and then go with a quick offload or miss pass, and it unlocks the defence. Scotland could not do that against Wales. They seem to get flustered when the ball was slowed. This is what South Africa are going to have to do to win this Test match: is slow the breakdown down. It frustrates the Scottish attack, and then they become very one-dimensional and easy to defend. Discipline, though, is going to be crucial as well. The South Africans are known in the past for sometimes exceeding the line of what's acceptable, getting a bit feisty, a bit physical, and occasionally having yellow cards. So Scotland could target the South African temperament. Even though the South Africans are one of the best sides in the world, they're actually coming out of their own transition period and rebuild period. They had a very rough couple of years after the last World Cup. They still have some exceptionally talented players. Faf de Klerk at scrum half is exceptionally powerful for a man of his size as well. He's a really talented player. Willie le Roux at fullback or on the wing. Again, really talented, fleet of foot player, can unlock a defence like that. But they also have power in the pack. That forward pack is just a tank of a machine, well oiled but powerful, and it will steamroll forward packs. It's been steamrolling forward packs for 20 years. When you've got like even Esterbeth and Lou Diaga in your forward pack or eligible to be playing in your forward pack at lock, that is a terrifying prospect. These two young men could uproot trees with their bare hands. They are absolutely formidable scrummaging machines. And the Scottish pack is on the smaller side than the South African pack, so the scrum could prove crucial as well. I think South Africa have an advantage in the scrum. I think Scotland have an advantage with discipline. The South African defence is pretty brutal. So if the referee is saying you slow the ball down too much, that could go in Scotland's favour. But the South Africans are very, very good at counter-rucking, slowing the ball down and being competitive at the breakdown. The Scottish need quick ball off that breakdown for their attack to work effectively. I also hope that Scotland do not try and throw that crazy miss pass from Finn Russell or Horn in the halves, because we've seen it backfire. They sometimes overplay or try the miracle pass too soon. They need to be more considered in their approach. And also, the Scottish backs need to kick by committee. Don't rely just on Finn Russell. When they rely solely on Finn Russell to do the kicking from hand or kicking for touch for penalties, it goes wrong. In order for Scotland to be effective as a backline, every single back needs to put boot to ball at times and make sure when they are kicking, they're kicking into the right areas tactically to push the South Africans back, because the South Africans are very structured attack themselves. They're not as free-flowing. They're more power-based. If they're going to have a chance to keep the South Africans down there, and they've got to kick for the corners, appropriately. They've got to kick long when appropriate, but they've also got to run it when appropriate and pass when appropriate. So it's decision making, which is sometimes Scotland's weakness. South Africans is going to be discipline, and it's discipline's a key one, and working out how far they can slow that ruck down legally or illegally before the referee decides to call penalties or free kicks. Scrum is advantage South Africa. I think running with the ball and free-flowing play is advantage Scotland. Defences, Scotland's got a slightly weaker defence, so they're going to have to rely more on their attack and quick ball. South African defence is pretty solid, and it's a power game. This is going to be a tight match. If it's pretty tight by half-time, I see it staying tight in the second half. If, however, one or the other side has got a big gap coming into half-time, it's not going to be closed. It's going to come down to the first 20 minutes. I honestly believe the first 20 minutes are going to prove crucial in this. The referee will set his stall out, but also the style of play will be set out. The weather conditions, again, because Marshall does not have a roof like the Millennium. If it pisses down with rain, that could affect Scotland's game plan of being a bit more open with their passing and throwing the ball around, which we have seen Gregor Townsend basically encourages team to do, be more free flowing and more expressive. The weather can have a massive impact on how expressive they can be. The South Africans would actually want it to rain a little bit. It would nullify some of Scotland's attacking threat, slow the game down, and give them a lot of scrums. That's what the South Africans want, is a lot of scrums. They want that forward battle. They want the weather to be a little bit changeable. They don't want it completely a washout because they also want to, pass the ball a little bit and get their outside backs on the ball. But they would want more of a forward battle, and the weather, if it is like it is today or worse, the South Africans are going to like that. It's a nice clear day. That is advantage Scotland. But there we go. Thank you very much for watching. I predict it to be about a 10-point swing either way for either side to win. But what are your thoughts? Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Place your comments below, and I'll have some more videos for you soon.